Hello, welcome back to Hunter Tune. Today we're going to dyno the S2000. The last video on this car, we were having some issues with the engine position sensor code coming up on the Haltech, and since then we set the home signal on the trigger setup in the Haltech to conditional. Since then, Brent actually hit me up and he's like, hey, you should try to set it at until fully synced. So I did that, and it didn't, nothing seemed to be any different. But after messing around, doing some stuff, I had some issues with the car now where it wouldn't start. Once it's running, it was fine, but there's instances where the car won't start and it still throws this code, engine position error. So there's something going on. I don't know exactly what, but at least the car's running smooth when it's running. It's just like some sort of sync issue when I'm starting it still, which I'm hoping to have ironed out soon. And the other day when I was messing around with it, it didn't do it at all. So I don't know, maybe it was just, it didn't like something today for some reason. So anyways, moving on to the engine bay, I did change the wastegate spring. I don't have a boost controller on this car currently, so I just am going to turn the boost up through the wastegate springs. So with the Hunter Tune wastegate, you get 3 springs. The one that's pre-installed into the gate on my S2000 made about 6 pounds. It boost creeped up to like 10 pounds. And since then, I added 2 degrees of ignition timing. And since I added the 2 degrees of ignition timing, now it's only boost creeping to 7.5 pounds, and it's making 330 horsepower on 7.5 pounds of boost. So I was going to add another 2 degrees in, but I think instead I'm just going to turn the boost up. I think it's safer to turn the boost up than it is to add more timing into the thing. So I'm turning the boost up. I have both of the larger springs in the wastegate right now. So I know all 3 springs that come with my gates is right around like 18 pounds. And without the small spring, I think we're gonna be right around 14 pounds, somewhere in there, and 14 pounds of boost. We know that this engine made 200 horsepower, naturally aspirated. It made like 199. So 14 pounds of boost should make 400 horsepower. But we also added a Skunk Race Ultra manifold, and I never dynoed it all motor with that intake manifold on it. So the Skunk Race manifold with the Jack Spania 90mm throttle body that's on this thing, plus it's on E85 now, I bet you we can clear over 400 horsepower on that 14 pounds of boost. So like I said, 330 is where we're at right now. I'm going to show you some data logs from the other day. A subscriber actually reached out to me and was showing me around Haltech a little bit, and now I have a grasp on how to open up logs and stuff like that. The issue I was having is I couldn't get air fuel in the data log because I didn't have it selected on the channel list. In Haltech, there's like a data log section of the tune, and you have to select the channels that you want to data log before you data log. If you don't do that, you can't see them. So I got all that done. Let's see how the car starts up. It's been a few hours since I ran it last. Well, fired right up. And no engine light. No DTCs, and everything fired up good. Now when the car's hot and I shut it off and I go to like key it on right away, like if I shut it off and go to restart it like right away without letting it sit for like a couple minutes, that's when I was getting the code again. So we're gonna roll with it. We're gonna see how much boost it's on now that I added both those springs. I got the fuel map really dialed in on like 6 pounds. We're gonna have to tune from 6 pounds and above, and I'll try to show you guys what I'm doing along the process. But for now, I'm gonna put you guys outside. We're gonna do a pull, see where the boost is, let's hope she makes good power and everything stays together. Alrighty guys, so I did 2 pulls. First pull was like 9.8 air fuel, really rich. So the second pull, I went through the fuel map a little bit and I cleaned up some things and got the air fuel like an 11.0. And we just cleared 400 horsepower, boys. Hell yeah. 418. Look at this difference from just that fuel change. Went from 365 to 418. I bet you with like 0.1% more fuel, we'd be making 420, nah? 418 horsepower, hell yeah. Let's go. So these are the runs. The red line right here is the best we made on, it was like 7 pounds way at the peak up here. But look how much flatter the curve is now because it's not boost creeping. That's awesome. I'm so stoked on that. I spun at like 80, I don't know, 8,600. Let's look at the data log. Let's see how far off we are on the tune-up still, because I bet you we can make a little bit more. All right, so I'm gonna walk you guys through a data log quick. So what I did is while I was hooked up into the car, I have at the bottom here, you can click data log. And this is how it's set up currently. So I'll probably disable this once I like get the car going and whatnot, so it doesn't fill up my logging memory. But I have data logging enabled at throttle position greater than 50%. So as soon as my foot goes above 50%, I'm logging all of these channels in here. So I have my short-term fuel trim, which I don't even have the closed loop on right now. I have target lambda, my wideband O2 sensor, this is my AEM that I wired into an input, RPM, TPS, coolant temp, intake air, voltage, map sensor, and ignition down here. So when you're done logging, you'll click this and then click to data log viewer. Once you're connected to the car, you don't have any other logs saved besides the one you just did. You'll hit data log viewer. And then data log viewer will come up and it'll tell you to save as or whatever. So I saved as, and these are the logs that I've taken so far. This is the one we just got done doing the dyno run on. I titled it Spicy. So we're gonna start off and we're gonna double click RPM. That brings up the RPM. Now, if we wanna overlay something in this, we're gonna take wideband, drag it in, and then we're also gonna take target, we'll drag that in, and then we'll take manifold pressure and drag that in. So this line up here is our boost, this is our RPM, this blue is actual air fuel, and this yellow is where we should be. So you can see below about 6,000 RPM, we're slightly leaner than target. So you can see right here, our actual air fuel is at 11.8 and our target's 11.5. I'm not really concerned about that, to be honest. We're pretty much right on target where I'm gonna want it to be down low, 12.3, our target's 12.0. I really should probably target like a 12.5 down, you know, below like 3 pounds of boost or something, but we're running around 12.1, 12.0 down here. It does get slightly rich right before VTEC, and then it spunks up to like a 12.2 air fuel right when VTEC cracks, 12.5 right when it cracks. And then it maintains like 12.0, 11.8, 11.8, sorry if you can't see this. There we go, 11.8, 11.9, 12.1, 11.5, 11.1. Okay, so from this point forward, I have to pull fuel out. You can see it's actually lower than our target line. So from 6,400 at 12 pounds of boost and up in RPM, because I think our boost went from like 11.9, 12.1, 11.9, 12.0, and then above like 7,700, we crept up like a pound. So instead of like actually 12 pounds, it was running like 12.6 pounds of boost up here, 12.7 pounds at 8,200. So yeah, we're gonna take from 7,400, 6,500 to 7,500, I would say. Or 7,100, 7,100 at 12 pounds. Let's find that on the fuel map. So we'll go back to our tune. This is my fuel table. So we see 11.6 pounds right here. Like 6,500 or so. You can see where the numbers are getting bigger. It goes from 131 to 134. So I think from like 134 and up, actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this value here, page down to like a 132, 131 maybe. And I'm gonna vertically interpolate this. So I just pulled out a decent amount through here. We'll do the same on this guy, page down. Actually, we're gonna put that fuel back in. Let me see this. Page up, up, up. Down, down, down. Down, down. Down. I think something like that should work. We want to pull fuel as we go up. So I'm just gonna kind of build this quick. Definitely can do this on a 2D graph a lot faster, but sometimes doing it this way I prefer. So I'm gonna do this little fuel change here, and let's try it again, see if we can't lean that thing out just a little bit. And once it's close, once it's like in the mid 11s, the whole pull, I'm gonna turn on the short-term trims again, turn on the closed loop, and then it'll also tell us the percentage. But I just like getting stuff close before I turn on the closed loop. I don't really like stuff correcting when it's really far off, because sometimes it'll drastically correct too much in the wrong spot, or it won't react fast enough, kind of thing. But I'm super happy, guys. 400 wheel horsepower in this car is going to be so much fun. And you know what's also funny is I still haven't set up my throttle to go wide open. Because my pedal, the travel in the gas pedal doesn't allow this big ass throttle body to go all the way wide open. But once you're at a certain boost level and stuff, sometimes like the throttle opening really doesn't matter. But that'd be a cool video idea for you guys if you want to see it. We could be like, what's the difference on a turbo car going from 75% throttle to 100? Because like I said, the boost is going to be the same. Actually, the boost actually might go down if you're 100%, because you're actually having less restriction. Maybe. I don't know. Might be a cool video idea. All right, guys, I cleaned up a little bit of fuel up in those top sections like I showed you. And now we're gonna do another pull and see if we can make any more power. There's a big storm coming in, so I wanna try to do this and get the hell out of here. So let's see what she does. had to delete some footage off of my camera. It is lightning like crazy. I love me a good storm, guys. We haven't gotten any rain this year, like literally none. And it's been storming like every night now. And I think we got a doozy coming in. But we always get storms during EAA, the Air Venture show in Oshkosh. Experimental Aviation something, I think it's called. But I revved the car to 8,800 RPM. I don't know where the camera cut off, but I revved it to 8,800 on the last pull. You probably didn't see it, but it did boost creep above like 8,300 RPM. It was maintaining 12 pounds, 12 and a half. And then above like 8,300, it started creeping up. It made 15.2 pounds of boost. Way up there, close to 9,000 RPM, and we made 447. 447. I'm just stoked because this is the first S2000 I've ever tuned. And yeah, I think 450 wheel in this car is going to be a ton of fun. You know, it's just going to be a hoot and a holler. So yeah, that might be it for this video, guys. I'm going to head out of here. Have a great night and a better tomorrow. God bless. We'll see you later. Let me know what else you want to see with the S2000, but I can't wait to get this thing off the dyno and on the street and see how it feels out on the road. I bet you this thing's gonna frickin' rip.